firstly I'm going to get that exhaust off, and then I can see what it's like from in there. So I'll get these few screws undone. Just a flat ender on these, or a lot of them are. Let's do the back. They're all undone. I'll take that off, and that should lift off. Yep, so I'll get that bit of cover out of the way. The only thing that's connected is the on-off switch, which is there. Just pull off, or usually should do. I just have to help it a little bit. Yep, that's off. As you get with these, it's a bit mucky underneath. Yeah, that'll all have a good clean. That will all come off, and the carb will all be cleaned and done, and then that should be good. So yeah, I'll take the spark plug out actually quickly now. It'll just be easier to turn over as well when I'm looking in the port. You might just jump slightly with the camera as I undo this. Bosch Germany, plugging it. So we'll just give it a quick pull over. So it pulls over nicely. I will check for spark, but I'm still going to take the exhaust off first. So around there, there's one 10mm there, and there's two 10mm behind there, which I actually have to have an open end spanner for them, and it's a little bit time consuming getting these off, so I might leave you in a minute and then come back when I've undone them, because it's one of them ones where you got a little bit of spanner movement each time. But so now the exhaust is off. This is the telling moment really, because if the piston's got damage, then it means more expense. I would go to the expense, but it's better if I don't have to, obviously. So we'll have a look at the piston. It's not looking great, so we'll have a look. Seem worse, but just running a pick across it slightly just to yeah, it's got quite deep scratches on it, which is a shame, because it would have been nice if it hadn't have done. But see if I can show you. See that? Can you see that line down it, down the middle, like a dark coloured line? Yeah, that's where it has damage. Yeah, a little bit disappointed with that. We'll take the carb and then we'll go from there. Tad disappointed there, but we'll see. A new pot and piston isn't that expensive for these. They make copy ones, probably because the cut-off saws get through so many, because they drag in a lot of dust and that. So you can buy a pot and piston for this for about £40, and that's with rings, piston pin, the clips, the whole sort of lot. So it's worth spending on, but yeah, it's better if you don't have to, isn't it? But you know, that's the way it is with these things. They're old machines. They've gone through part of their life where someone's either a bit of muck or something's got carbon or something's got caught up in the piston, or in the bore, or someone's run it with no oil, and then the damage has occurred. So, you know, when something, I don't know what the year this one is, it could be as far back as the 60s, this one. So, you know, they've had a life, a long life, and there's no telling what's who's had them, how they've been looked after. Even though the saw looks in reasonably good condition, but you know, running it like that, it'd probably start all right, but they'll just throw up problems. So it's not the way to go forward with this. You know, it would just be no point, because possibly might sell it as well. So I want it to be right. But we'll get this carburettor off so then we can see the piston from this side. I would imagine it's okay this side. So that carb's off. I'll unhook that there. Parts over there, and I will just get that fuel lead off. Very gunky carb on this. Hope I can save that and it will just give me enough to get on with, but I have to just cut it very close. So we'll deal with that when it comes to it. As it normally always is, the carburettor side of the piston is all good. Can you see in there okay? There is one slight little scratch on it, but yeah, there is a bit of a score on it actually. You can just see that. So whether something's fell in there, I don't know. But we will know because I'm going to take the pot and piston off and have a look, and then we'll investigate further. But it will be a new pot and piston for this. I will invest in that and I will get it fitted. The only other thing I really need to look at before that is whether we have spark, and we might as well do that now. Just put the plug back on. So we have spark. That is a good sign, because the coil things aren't exactly cheap for these. If they have coils, I'm not sure. Some might have points. I'm not sure, because this is an old model, so it might well be points, but it sparks, so I don't have to worry about that side of things. So I'm just going to take this recoil off now. There's a few. They are all flat enders on this, the screws, and that's what they should be, I think, on these, because it's an old saw. It's all gone to Torx now on them. T27 usually, nearly always. Yeah, because I will have to take the flywheel off if I'm going to do the seals. So we've got that off now, like that. Generally check for a bit, any play in that. No, when I did that on my well, on that cut-off saw I worked on, I could feel play. So I think the bearings are okay, and I'm not going to interfere with them. Like I said, I don't think I need to. I don't want to get too involved with these. If I was going to do one up as like a show piece and it was going to be perfect, yeah, I would do all that. But on this, I've got many other projects to get on with, so I'm just going to bring these round to a nice condition, nice and running, and they should be fine. The other side, I think that should pull off more or less. I don't think there can be a lot holding that, because when they sent it, they'd already took the bar off, so there can't be much holding this. Yeah, it's only that screw there, I think, actually. So that should just come off, and that's the oil reservoir and everything in there. Yeah, we've got that off, so that's all good. And that little pin bit there, that's what runs your chain oil in that part I just took off, so that's quite a good idea. I have just undone the 4 head bolts, and it was a Torx on them because I had to get down in them holes there to undo them. So they're all loosened. I haven't took it off yet, but we will, and then we can have a proper look in there. Pot has got a few marks on it there, and I can feel them with my nail. Yeah, not brilliant. So I will go with a new pot and piston. And there's the scores marks on the piston. I'll just zoom you in a bit. Yeah, you can see there, and my nail does go into them. The clip's in there. It's quite an easy clip. It's one with little tabs on. Sometimes I haven't got the little tabs on, so they're hard to get out, but let's just get that out. Yep, there you go. That's out. There's new ones, but I will just hang on to that just in case I need it in the future. And then if I turn this round, it should hopefully the pin should just push out. Has it started? Yep. Oh, I think. Yeah. So I'll turn that back around again. And I can just pull it out with these. The new pin comes as well with the piston and rings and everything. I've already took the rings off of there. Don't know whether I mentioned that last time or not, but I took them off so I could slide the pot on easy. So when I cleaned it down, muck couldn't get in there. So just have a look at that. Now it's out. See, you can hear it. I can hear my nail going in there. And the back, yeah, had some light scratches, but nothing major on there. That would have been okay. If the other side had been like that side, it would have been okay. But yeah, it actually even gone there slightly into where the rings are. So yeah, well, I got a new pot and piston anyway, so I haven't got to worry about that. So I'm put that out of the way. The little end bearing is in there. I will just dip that in a little bit of oil, even though it's pretty well oiled anyway. So now I'm just going to blow out where the crank is in there, just in case a little bit of gasket and that fell in there. And then I'll be ready to put the piston on first, then the gasket, then the pot, cylinder, whatever you want to call it, and then that should all be good. So that's all ready now to put the piston in. This is how the kit comes. It's a Wartech. I'll just show you the box. That's what it is. Actually says for TS350, but they are the same. And yeah, £40 or just under £40. So yeah, I'll just unwrap it and get the bits and pieces out, and then we'll get the piston on first and then put the pot on, and then that's the worst of the job done really. We can just start fitting back together after that. So there's a new piston. So first thing first, what I'm going to do is put one of the clips in before I put it on, because I can slide the pin in from the other side, and I'll have to have the arrow, which you can see there, going towards the exhaust. So I'm going to be doing it like that. So it's that one side I want to put in first. These can spring and go flying across your shed or garage or workshop, whatever you work in, so just be a bit careful. Yes, I think this is probably the easiest way. I've just put it on some blue roll, just so I can sort of work on the bench. I've got the first bit in the groove bit, so hope you can see me okay. My hand will probably be in the way, but this one isn't playing ball. I think it's in there. I'm just going to have to push it into place with a screwdriver, and then I'll just run it round the groove. You can see that in there. Just run it round the groove. I can see it's in the groove right in there where the screwdriver is. So that is all good. I'm just going to blow that out, and then I can get it on and get the pin through, and then do the other clip on the saw. So the little end bearing is in there, and I have oiled that. So I'm just going to push the pin in just a little bit there, and then just go straight in with that then. So I really want it up to the highest point, and then locate where the pin has to go through the bearing. We're there. So I'll just push that in like so. Now I've got that pin in, I've just got to do the clip. I've got this is out of my piston ring compressor set, and what it will do is it will hold the piston in a nice solid position. Well, quite solid, and then I have more luck getting this in. So just make sure that pin is fully in. It wasn't quite, and then see if we can get this in with minimal fuss. It's actually, I think, gone in. I will just prod it with this screwdriver just to double check and to check it's in the groove, but I think that is. So now I've got the piston ring out, well, one of them, and if you look there, there's a bit of an angle piece there. That means the ring has to go downwards, and there's a little locator piece on there, like a little, yeah, just like a little pin that's in there purposely to locate the ring in place. So what I want to try and do, and I usually fail at this, is to get it right the way over past the top ring gap, because if it gets stuck in there then it just makes everything a bit more difficult. You have to pull it out of there. So I'm going to try to just get it on that top bit before I get to that top ring gap. See, I've just got that over, and I'm going to try and just guide it all the way down to the bottom. Nearly done it, but one's gone in. No, done it. No, that went all right. So that's in place. So I can get the second ring, and that's easier because I've only got there it is again, angled like, see that better there. That's only got to go in the top one, so I haven't got a ring gap to go past. So just let's check that's right. Just got to angle it slightly different. And that's in place. It's as easy as that. Now we've got the head gasket, and this is one thing you don't want to forget to put on, because it's easy once you've done the rest to forget to put it on. So yeah, now I'll put that on. And then we're just ready to put the new pot on. I'm just going to smear a bit of 2-stroke oil around in there, and then it's ready to go on. Oh, and I've got to sort out the bolts for the head bolts as well. So now we can get the pot on. They're located where them little like tabs are, the little locator bits. Actually, I can show you on this old one. Where are we? There. See there, one locator there. That's one for the top ring, that's for the bottom ring. So yeah, so they've got to be in place, which I think they are, but sometimes putting this on can knock them out. So I'll try and just go straight for it, and I think I've done pretty well. Yeah, so just hold that in place, then get your pot. That is the carburetor side, so it's right that way, and then don't go mad, but just sort of ease it down. 1 ring, 2 rings, it's past it. Tools are really good, and they're inexpensive as well. I think you can get them for about £10 delivered, these little piston ring compressors, and there's 4 different sizes in there as well, and you get this piece as well at the bottom. So yeah, handy little kit to have. I used to really struggle trying to push your rings in with screwdrivers and what have you, and yeah, now it's just as easy as that. You just saw how easy it was. And then I've got to get them bolts sort of located in. Through the gasket. Come on in. Don't want to ruin the gasket. I think that's it. I think that's done it. But that's all good. Let's just turn it over. Always sounds a little bit sort of dry when you first go up, but that's normal. Just before I finish it, I'll just put a few few drops of 2-stroke oil in there, just neat 2-stroke oil, and that'll lubricate it. So when I start it first, it's sort of got, it's a bit lubricated, and then he'll get the 2-stroke fuel around and it'll be fine. So yeah, that's all right. It's just, it should have good compression, it's all new. Yep, pleased with that. I'm gonna just get that other head bolt, and then I'll be back with you when I'm fitting the other bits and pieces on. Well, I've nearly got the exhaust on. I didn't show you that because it's slow going. It's just small turns with a spanner, and yeah, it's just slow going, so it's a bit boring. So I'll get that tightened up. The gasket is in the middle, you can see the gasket there, so I'll get that done. There is a little bolt at the bottom as well, just like a bracket to hold it at the bottom of the saw, so I'll just get that done. So now I'm going to get the carburetor on, but first I need to put the carb block back on. There's a new gasket that side. In the middle there isn't, it's the one that come off the saw, the old one, because that one in there didn't come in the gasket set, so I'm going to go with the old one. That'll be fine. I'm just going to screw these on. They're not Torx on this, just flat end ones, so I'll get them screwed in now. So now it's time to get the carburetor back on. We have the gasket there. It has got multiple holes on that, but as long as one matches up with that little hole there, it'll be fine. So I'll just make sure it does match up okay. It should do. Yeah, spot on. I have a carburetor in the bag. It's all clean. I have got a dedicated video of how to clean one of these and put a new diaphragm and gasket kit in it. So I'll link that below in the comments. I'll pin it in the comments so you can go to that. Now we'll get it on. I've got to hook that in. Actually, push pipe down. Hook that in there like so. And then that on there. Should be all good. These little nuts are quite tricky to start because there's not a lot of room in there. So you just have to try and take your time, and this one ain't too bad, but the other one's a little bit trickier to get started. But we'll get there. You need tiny little hands to do this. That's that one started. So let's try and get this nut on. Sorry, my hands will probably be in the way, but I've got it started. So it'll probably go up by hand a little bit. So you can see they're both on. So yeah, I'll tighten them off camera because it's going to take me a minute or two. It's a bit tight in there with a spanner. None of the spanners I've got are really ideal, but I'll get that tight. So now the fuel pipe's back on and them two nuts are tightened. So now I can get this air filter piece back on that holds the air filter. So we'll get that back on now. So now that piece is back on, there's the air filter. I give it a good clean. I soaked it in petrol, then a bit of carb spray and blew it out. So that's okay. I'm happy to go with that again. So we'll just get that screwed on and tightened up. So that's all back in place now. So now I've cleaned up the recoil. It's not too bad, it's quite tidy in there. And the top cover as well I've cleaned up. But firstly we'll get this back in place, just to make sure HT lead is where it should be. And everything there looks good. So let's get that on there. Wrong one. That's that one. So there we have it. Just going to quickly give it a quick blow down under there in case anything's dropped in there. there's not a lot. It's all quite clean. But I'll do that, then we'll get this top cover on. So the top cover should go on nice and easy. There's just that wire that goes into there. That's like the stop wire. I think I'm just gonna put that around the side there at the moment. You might be able to shot a bit, but like I said, it's only a matter of just pushing it on. I don't want that, and the plug lead needs to come off by the plug cap. I just want that to go around so it stays out the way of the bits on the carb. So let's make sure we get all that right. Yeah, and then that's good like that. So we just have 3 here to do. There's one there, one the other side, and one on top. You can just see it there. I'll just start them and then they'll all be in place where they should be. So all we've got to do now is put the chain bar on. So now we're going to get this bar on. I just want to, yeah, that's in place there. See the little tab, the little adjuster tab. I haven't sharpened this chain. I will sharpen it, but I just want to put it on to start it first. To start with. So yeah, we just run the chain in the channel. So yeah, I've put that there now. I'm just going to slide that along. Chain really needs a lot of tensioning up. Actually nearly looks like it's too long, but I'm not sure I'm over keen on the system of these. But it is what it is. I'm just going to put 2 nuts on there just to sort of tension it up, well, tighten it up a bit. And then I'll get a screwdriver and see if I can pull that chain up then. I think it's a 17-inch bar on this. We're about there now. It is a little bit tight. I might have to undo that a little bit. Let's just see. Yeah, I think that's a little bit tight there. That's a little bit loose. Yep, seems to be okay. I'm going to tighten them 2 up now. Just one little one there. So let me just check that chain again. Yeah, it'll be okay. It might have to be adjusted up a little bit more, but I can do that off camera. Off camera I did clean out the tank filter, but I've got one of them on order, so that should be here in a couple of days. So I'll just change it over quickly. Everything else should be okay. Yeah, next time you see me is outside starting it up. So now I've got this Stihl 08s chainsaw outside. I'm going to try and start it. May take a few pulls because no primer or anything on this, but we'll have a go. Good sign. Fired. So as you saw, it did start. It smoked a lot, which I expected because I put some oil down the bore and I've mixed the 2-stroke fuel quite strong. So hopefully it's a bit better now, and I've done the tick over a little bit faster as well. It might actually run a bit quick at the moment, but we'll see. Probably won't need to have choke now. It's Sunday afternoon now. I'm going to leave it there at the moment, and I'm going to just adjust everything up, let it run just to get the smoking down a little bit. So then I'll bring you back so we can just see it running when it's all good at the end. Well, I made a few carb adjustments now and everything seemed okay. I let it run for about 5 minutes, so yeah, everything seems all right. It probably will smoke a little bit still. It's been left for a few days now. It is a cold start, so let's see what it's like. Get it on choke. It's on start already. Get the throttle lock on and see if it starts. That recoil is going to have to be looked at because that is not brilliant. I'm going to have to sort that out. So I have oiled the recoil with a bit of WD-40 in there. I will put a new rope on it and have a look and make that better, but I just want to sort of get the saw done with the running side of things. So let's go again. Look what a bit of WD-40 does. Let's check that on choke. So there you are, it's pretty good. I did mix up the oil and petrol quite strong, so that's why it smokes a little bit still, and probably still got a little bit more to burn off than what I poured in. But yeah, that's a good saw. So that's all done now. Now I'm pleased with that, so yeah, I'll leave that there. So thanks for watching, and I'll be along with another video again soon. So bye for now.